Alexander Povetkin defeats Hughie Fury via unanimous decision. Let's talk about it. Obviously, I predicted Hughie to stop Povetkin. I thought this is the time to catch him. This is the time to get him. You know, I knew Povetkin was tough. He starts quite fast, but I thought stylistically, especially the age of Povetkin and how he's slowing down the wear and tear, and his feet can't move as much. I thought Hughie would be able to put the brakes on him, and I thought he would want to. It's his match week debut. You know, we heard in the build up that they were talking about him, and his dad were talking about, you know, maybe changing the style, making it a bit more fan friendly, a bit more aggressive. In the first few opening rounds, Hughie, in my opinion, was really evading Povetkin's hooks. He was holding good. He was showing good movement, good body work, a couple of good right hands. Povetkin looked a bit confused. He looked slow. You know, Povetkin was noticeably out of shape. You know, he wasn't out major. He wasn't, you know, like crazy at shape, but you know, he looked much better against Joshua. And like, obviously, it's been a year, so you can understand. You know, but Povetkin did look a bit out of shape. He looked slower. But yeah, he piled on the pressure, and I feel like Hughie just didn't midway before. Midway rounds 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He didn't nullify, you know, Povetkin's pressure. I think Povetkin kind of got stronger, surprisingly, to Hughie, and eventually, you know, got him. You know, Hughie landed a few good right hands through the bout, but ultimately Povetkin was just a bit more crude. And then he was bobbing and weaving in the later rounds and avoiding a lot of Hughie's fights. And then Hughie's obviously legs, you know, stopped moving, and he was standing in the pocket, which is what Povetkin wants, and was getting hit with a few right hands. Took them as well, but you know, that doesn't win you the round taking right hand. You've got to do something, and obviously, you know, he basically got outgunned, really. I mean, he's got outgunned. You know, Povetkin, he doesn't look. He's not the Povetkin of old. You know, he's still a credible name. You know, Povetkin can take this fight and continue, but you know, this was really Hughie Fury's time. It was his time, and yeah, I sound disappointed, but you know, you expect the young gun, the British fighter, to do the job, and not just get. You know, he just looked like he was fighting the wrong fight halfway. He was still in the pocket. He was holding, he was swinging, and Povetkin was taking his shots. You know, Hughie Fury is obviously not really a power puncher because, you know, he couldn't even stop Sam Peter at 100 and something years old. So, a little bit of flaws there. Povetkin didn't really fear his power, kept coming forward and got in the inside and roughed him up and let his power shots go, and ultimately got the unanimous decision points win. I've heard some people, you know, blast Hughie for losing. I mean, you know, he did his best, you know, stylistically, he started well, but Povetkin had a bit more in the engine than I think Hughie expected coming into the later rounds, and people will say that's suspicious. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if it's, you know, Povetkin, but you know, for someone who's 39 years old, he did have a lot of swing left because he was missing some shots. He was bobbing and weaving quite well, and he was swinging, and you know, I was a bit amazed at how Povetkin didn't seem that tired coming into the 10th and 11th. He was really in the pocket, but both man. I think Hughie took his power well, and Povetkin definitely took Hughie's power. Didn't seem hurt really in any point in the fight, and got hit flush. But Povetkin dogged his way and didn't really box. So, you know, he didn't box because I think Hughie was a better boxer, long range, and was throwing light jabs to kind of push him back. But overall, decent fight. It wasn't, you know, like Hughie's usual fights. I think because Povetkin stylistically knew he had to come forward and make it a rough, tough fight instead of a boring old. Another one of Hughie's stinkers. Moving forward for both fighters, Hughie. Let's look at the draw. 3 losses: Joseph Parker, Pulev, Povetkin. I think what that shows is, are you at that level? No. What level are you? We'll find out. Maybe a price to figure out what level he is, or, you know, yeah, maybe some like a price to find out what level you are. I don't know if you want to have an easy fight to bring you warm back in. I don't know, but I think they'll put him in with maybe something like a price. I think that's an interesting fight. I'll do another video on who I think Price should fight also, but maybe Price or yeah, just something around that kind of level, European-ish, Caballero or someone else. Because he's definitely not in the world. He's not ready for a Joshua. That's a fact. That would be, he gets, he would frustrate Joshua for maybe 3-4. He'll get, he's not ready for a Joshua or Deontay. He's got the balls to go and fight these big fights, but he's just got certain attributes that he can't beat them with. And maybe he can fight Chisora and Parker winner, who knows? But yeah, Hughie needs to look at the drawing table and maybe be a bit less ambitious and just focus on your actual level. Maybe it's European, maybe it's British, maybe it's just underworld. But it's definitely not like just underworld, because he's lost to Putin, he's lost to Joseph Parker, he's lost to Povetkin, and all those guys are just underworld level. So that kind of shows his level. Povetkin at 40 years old, I mean, he's only lost to Klitschko and Joshua. I mean, he beat Hughie. He only gets bigger and better. If Daniel White can get off these drug allegations and get his name cleared, I think that's a great fight in December. A great way to please the British public, because Daniel was talking about having an easy fight. I mean, after all this drug allegations, a lot of his fans have turned against him. So fighting a Povetkin in December before taking on a Deontay or Fury, people will respect that. I think that's a good fight. I think it's a winnable fight for him. It's not an easy fight. It's a hard fight before having the WC interim. But I think that's a fight that benefits Povetkin and White, because it's a good name for White and it shows that he's hungry and he will learn a lot. And it's beneficial for Povetkin, because if he wins that, I mean, he's a guaranteed Wilder or Fury. So yeah, onwards and upwards. I mean, Povetkin showed his age, and I expect White to stop him. Because Povetkin looked old, but he looked surprisingly hungry. And when I say hungry, I mean like he handled the pace quite well, which is interesting. I'm not going to throw any allegations, but I just found that interesting, because he gassed against Joshua, and Joshua was the pace faster. I wouldn't say it was faster, to be honest, but I guess the power was much better, much more intimidating than Hughie's powder puffs. But yeah, good fight. Unanimous decision for Povetkin. I expected to probably fight. I'd like to fight Daniel White or Pulev. There's not much people. If he wants to get a crack at the world title, he has to fight that kind of level. And I think him beating Daniel White in December would be a very good fight. And Hughie, maybe a David Price, a Chisora, around just under that world level guys, just under those guys, because he's definitely not ready for world level. He needs to be a bit more, change his tactics, I suppose. But yeah, I'm out.